Hey everyone, it's time for our math lesson. Today we're going to be talking about how we can compare shapes. How shapes are similar, how they're different. This is actually the second time I've recorded this lesson. The first time I made a mistake. I'm going to show you what I did the last time because everybody makes mistakes. I just didn't want to keep it because I thought it might confuse some of you, but I'll be sure to tell you what I did just in case when you're working on something by yourself, you know how to check your work better to know if you've made a mistake. So I'll teach you that hint. So before we compare shapes, we are going to do our fourths. It's time to divide our paper into 4 equal parts. Mine don't look exactly equal, but that's okay. Let's count to see what our mystery number is today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Stop. Our mystery number for today is the number 17. When I'm making the number 17 with base 10 blocks, I'm going to start with my tens. So I look at my tens place, and that's how many tens I draw. This is the number 1, so I have to draw 1 10. So over here, I have 10. But that's not my number. My number is 17. So then the ones place tells me how many ones I have to add. And that's the number 7. So I'll add 7 ones. You might know if the number 7 is even or odd. If you don't, just draw them with base 10 blocks next to one another. And if it doesn't have a pair, it means it's odd. So this is odd, I think. So I'm going to write odd at the top like this. So that I'm going to put you down. Okay. Next, we're going to write the expanded form of this number. If you know how to do that, you can do it by yourself. I'm going to do it as well, so you can check your work. Okay, and I got 10 plus 7 equals 17. Did you get it? Now we're going to do tally marks. We have enough space to do 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5 shuts the door. 6, 7, 8, 9. Number 10 draws the line. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Now I'm going to count by 5s just to check my work. 5, 10, 15, 16, 17. Then we can make the number 17 to represent 17 cents. Can we use a quarter? If you said no, you're correct. We can't use a quarter. Quarter's worth 25 cents. And the number 17 is not as big as 25. So I'm going to do the next biggest coin. It's worth 10 cents. Do you know what coin that is? If you said a dime, you are correct. So first I'm going to draw a dime. That's 10 cents. You could add 7 pennies. 10 plus 7 would equal 17. But there's actually a quicker way. Do you know what coin is worth 5 cents? If you said nickel, you are correct. So now I have 10, and then plus 5 would be 15. And I need to add a couple pennies to make the number 17. Let's count that together. First the dime, 10, then count by 5s, 15, then count by 1s, 16, 17. Now we're going to make our tic-tac-toe board. This is the part I made a mistake during the last video. Remember, we do the tic-tac-toe board to show a part of the 120 grid. So you can picture that, and picture that we zoom in on it, and the 9 numbers that they would show. So we're going to put the 17 in the middle right there. Okay. Then I'm going to do one more. If I count up, it would be 17. What would come next? 18. You're right. And then I can count backwards. 18, 17, 16. So it goes 16, 17, 18. Now what I did last time was I put the 18 here and the 16 there. I wrote it upside down, like up here, so I did it reversed. And I'll show you how I caught it. Okay, so we're going to keep going though. So 10 less than 17. I'm going to take away this 10, and there's just 7 left. And that is 10 less than 17. It's just 7. Okay, then 10 more. If I drew another 10 here, it'd be 2 and then 7. So 2 and 7 would be 27. and here. And then now I'm going to fill in my parts. And this is how I caught my mistake. I know that before 7 becomes, there's 6, then it goes 7, then 8. And before 27 is 26, 27, then 28. So I fill in my chart, and I realized that these numbers were reversed because this said 18, and that said 16, and it went 6, 8, 6, 8, 6, 8. So when you're writing on a 120 grid, make sure that every single number when you go down ends with the same number. See how these all end in 6? These all end in 7? These all end in 8. And that's what helped me catch my mistake. I realized, these don't all... What? And I was like, Miss Murphy, I didn't get sad. I didn't get mad. Because everybody makes mistakes. But I thought, I probably should do a different video. So if you ever make a mistake when doing your 120 grid, you might be able to tell by if the number ends the same way. Okay? And the number should be going up. So this has nothing in the tens, then 1, then 2. Nothing, 1, 2. Yeah. So let's make our 17 into something. I'm going to do the same thing I made it last time. You didn't see that. One thing I miss when we're quarantining, other than you guys, of course, that's what I miss most. But different foods that I just don't get anymore because I make all my food. And one thing I really miss is pizza. So I drew pizza. I wonder what you're drawing. All right, let's get on to our lesson. If you need to draw longer, that's okay. You can pause or you can just finish your drawing after the lesson has been completed. That's up to you. But we're going to learn how to compare shapes. So we've compared and contrasted in reading class. We make circles. I sometimes have you trace like a CD, remember? And the things how they're the same go on the outside, and things that mean that, ways to tell that they're, things that are how they're different go on the outside. The same goes in the middle. So here I made one with triangles on this side and squares on this side. And then in the middle I ran out of room, so it's hard to read. So I'll read it for you. So a triangle has 3 sides. That's different from a square because a square has 4 sides. A triangle has 3 vertices. That's different from a square, Simon. Do you see how it's different? It's different from a square because a square has 4 vertices, those points, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's how they're different, but they're also the same in some ways. They both have straight sides. A circle doesn't have straight sides. It's a round shape. But a square and a triangle both have straight sides. The number of sides are different, but they both have straight sides. Another thing that makes them the same is that they're both 2D shapes, or two-dimensional. Do you remember what that word means? It means that they're flat shapes. They're not 3D shapes. They don't pop out. They can fit right on the paper. And then lastly, something that makes them the same is that they're both closed shapes. There's not a way for an animal to get out if they were inside that shape. So shapes can be the same based on their sides and their vertices. And so on your paper, they might have you circle all the shapes with 4 sides, all the shapes with 3 sides, maybe the rounded shapes, maybe the number of vertices. Maybe they'll ask you for shapes that have the same length of sides. What I want to remind you before you begin is that a shape is the same shape no matter which way it goes. Just like you're the same kid if you're sitting on your head. It doesn't change that you're still you. Same with a square. Look, this is still a square. This is still a square. Even if it moves, it's all still a square. If you want to draw a square, yesterday we talked about how to draw a circle. You can use a coin. If you want to draw a square, I found something that maybe everybody has. This is a cube. It's a die, right? You use it in games. But this shape's called a cube, and every face is actually a square. So if you probably have one of these in one of your games. And you can trace that, and it would make a good square. Make sure you're tracing in pencil, or it would mark it up. And make sure you put it back with your game, so that when your family wants to go play the game, they're not like, hey, where'd all of our dice go? And you're like, I drew squares. Put it back. If you want to draw a rectangle, I would suggest maybe the bottom of a crayon box. Really, any box has usually rectangles as their faces. Some have squares. Now, if you want to draw a triangle, I can't really think of many objects in your house that are shaped like a triangle. So I just want to remind you to draw straight sides and to draw 3 sides. And they all have to be straight. And that would be a triangle. See, mine was kind of curved. You get it. 1, 2, 3, and they have 3 vertices. 1, 2, 3. A trapezoid you could kind of draw the same way. I would draw a longer base. And then I would go up a little like I was going to draw a triangle. But I would stop. And then I would try to draw a line going across that makes it parallel with the bottom. Let me draw it not up there. I'm going to show you what it would look like if it had straighter sides. Because we're talking about trapezoids that have straight sides. So remember, a trapezoid has, it's so much better, 4 sides and 4 vertices. But only one set of parallel lines, and you see that right there. I tried to make them parallel, meaning going the same way, but it didn't really work out as well. But that's how you could draw those different shapes. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. Have fun when you do your work. Bye.